Keep your phone on airplane mode while cruising. Hello and welcome back. I'm Beer Trip, and in this video, I'm going to be giving advice to new cruisers. Here's my top advice. If you've never been on a cruise before, you are in for a treat. Let's get started. You must put your phone on airplane mode. If you don't put your phone on airplane mode and you're out to sea and you have no data plan that covers it while you're overseas or out in the middle of the ocean, your bills will rack up. I've talked to people on cruises who've got $1,000 phone bills just for not putting their phone on airplane mode. You need to put your phone on airplane mode. That takes me to the next topic. This is one thing I wish someone would have told me. Just prepay all gratuities and your internet. When you go on a cruise, you want everything behind you. I like to pay for the cruise and pay for gratuities. You can prepay gratuities. Gratuities, I believe, they fluctuate. It's about $18 per day per person. You prepay the gratuities for your ship. They know how much it is. If it's a 3-day, 18 times 3 is 7 days, 18 times 7. If you had horrible service on the ship and you prepaid gratuities and you don't want to leave any tip, you could always go down to guest services and adjust gratuities to what you want. I prefer just to prepay them. And then that way it's not another expense while you're on the ship. And when you get off, you forgot about it. And now you owe $100 per person for gratuities or whatever it is. You could choose to change it lower or higher. But these people work off of gratuities. And I haven't had a ship where I got horrible service to where gratuities were not worth it. Also, the internet. I try to avoid paying the internet. Put my phone on airplane mode. When you're out to sea for 7 days, you can't work. You don't got no internet. You're going to end up paying for internet anyway. Most people are going to end up paying for internet anyway. So if you know you can't go 7 days or 3 days, however long your cruise is, without internet, just prepay it. And then that way you don't got to worry about paying for it when you're on the ship. Here's one thing that I did learn. If you don't want to prepay your internet and you only want the internet for like 1 or 2 days while you're at sea, you could pay per day, per 24 hours on a cruise ship for on Royal Caribbean. It was no issue at all. They'll help you down in gas services, but you could do it all from your phone and just buy a 24-hour period. And if you want to do 2 of those, you could do that. That's cheaper if you don't want internet for the full cruise. And if you prepay these 2 things, less expenses that you got to worry about popping up at the end. And it should be all the expenses unless you do extra stuff. The next thing I would say you need to do is carry cash. Yes, if you prepay gratuities, you don't got to not double tip on those. If you plan on drinking, the bartenders aren't getting those gratuities. These are separate gratuities. They work off of gratuities. If you plan on drinking, carry cash. Cash is king. And anytime you tip cash, you will always get better service. At least from my experience, anytime you tip cash, you will get better service. When you show up with your luggage on cruising day, if you've never been cruising, there's going to be a whole bunch of people out there ready to take your luggage. So if you don't have cash, they're not going to take card tips. At least I've never seen it. So it's either you awkwardly hand your luggage off and don't tip, and they're working for tips, so it's kind of messed up. Or you carry your luggage and you still have to go on the boat and wait for your room to be ready. Cash is king. It's always better to have it for tips for drinks that you plan on getting and tips for luggage. Also, if you plan on gambling in the casino, you want to make sure you have your cash. If not, you're going to be paying fees to be using cash on the ship. Some of them let you use your room or your card, but then you get charged a fee for that. So I would say to also control your gambling, if you plan on gambling, take as much cash as you want that you are okay with losing. And if that's gone, that's gone. Don't go to your card. Totally up to you, though. If you prefer not to carry cash, you can pay the fees to use cash in the casino. Now that takes me on to my next thing. A lot of people decide they don't want to tip for their luggage, or they didn't bring cash to tip for their luggage, so they don't drop it off. So now they're stuck holding their luggage. Where do they usually go? They go to like the Windjammer. These are like the buffets, the only place, because not everywhere is open on the ship when you get on it. Your room is most likely not ready until a certain time. I believe it's around like 2 p.m. sometimes. They sometimes open up the rooms. So now you have all these people, they go to the buffet, the Windjammer, and they sit there with their luggage. So now you are trying to find a place to sit with your luggage, and everyone else has the same idea as you. Well, let's go get some of the food. Food's all free. Well, you're all going to be sitting there with luggage. There is no place to sit. It is super packed. The Windjammer is probably not your best option for day 1. What I suggest is if you don't have your luggage and you don't want to be in a cramped Windjammer or cramped buffet while everyone's waiting for their room, there are other places that a lot of people don't think about to go eat, like the pizzeria. Any other places to eat on the ship that people aren't thinking about, you can walk around and look for them. A lot of them are open, are included with your ship fare. So I would suggest going to one of those to eat, especially if you're not one of the people that are carrying around your luggage. Just go there, eat, and you don't got to worry about being in a crammed Windjammer. My next advice is for people who love to swim and are going on cruises for the water slides and swimming. Wear your swimsuit on day one. A lot of people are not going swimming on day one at the beginning because their room is not ready and their swimsuit is in their luggage. So they are not in the pools, and the pools are almost always open when you get on the boat. So if you go day one with your swimsuit on, water park to yourself. You're going to have all the slides, you're going to have all the pool, basically to yourself, because everyone else is waiting to get to their room to go change in their swimsuit to go to the pool. So if you're wanting to swim, wear your swimsuit day one. From my experience, is the best experience to swim day one. You'll have everything to yourself. Next, be ready to eat. I honestly did not know that all food was basically included when you go on cruise ships. This is included in your cruise fare, and you could eat all you want. They do have specialty dining that you can pay extra for, but the point of cruising is all inclusive, in my opinion, and there is a lot of good food that is included, so be ready to eat. This next one is very important. Make sure a couple days before you go on your cruise what your cruise requires you to bring for documentation. If you don't bring the right documentation, they will not let you on the ship. You need to bring documentation. Most cruises are okay with your birth certificate and your social security card and your driver's license. Bring that. Some ships, if you're going off to other countries one way, you need to bring your passport. Check with your ship on what you need to bring days before and get it all together. Don't be trying to put it together last minute and then you're late for the cruise. You're late for the cruise ship and you miss it completely, or they won't let you on. One or the other if you don't have everything. Get your documentation together. This one's less of a tip, but more for what you should expect. And one of my favorite things about cruising and why I got hooked on it is the entertainment. Almost all entertainment is included. And there is constantly entertainment on most ships. So you can go on the app, make sure you go on the app and check for all the entertainment and the times that they have and use up as much entertainment as you can. Most of it's all included. Go to it, enjoy it. You could have some drinks. And you don't got to worry about getting a cab to go back to your hotel room. Once you're done, you only have to make it back to your room. You do not have far to go. And that's one of my favorite things, is not having far to go to get back to my room to crash out. The alcoholic drink packages are not worth it. Now, this advice is not for everyone. If you are a heavy drinker and you know you are going to be drinking a lot, then the drink package is worth it for you. I've talked to people that are on cruise ships that are not heavy drinkers and thought they were, and the drink package was not worth it. The drink package does not include tipping. You still got to tip. So what does the drink package include? Basically, you'll get the drink package on sale for around this price. That comes out to about 5.4 drinks a day. You would need to have 5.4 drinks a day of alcohol to make the drink package worth it. Most people are not having 5 drinks per day. They're having 2 to 3. If that. So that automatically makes the drink package not worth it. Here's the other thing, is you can only get up to a $14 drink. If you're going to get a drink that's worth more than $14, you got to pay. That's not included in your drink package. So that's another reason why I say it's not worth it. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get any drink I want. No, you're only going to get drinks that are $14 or less. So that comes out to 5.4 drinks if you get all of them at $14. Some of them are only 12. So that comes out to you need 6 or more drinks to make up for the drink package every single day. Now, the drink package for soda right here are more reasonable. If you do love soda, it's a lot more reasonable. And you know you're going to be drinking a lot of soda, the soda drink package is worth it. I'm only talking about the alcoholic drink package. It's not worth it for most people. And that's why they sell them. Because they know most people that think they're heavy drinkers are not going to be drinking that much. And they will also limit you on the price of the drink. And the last thing I want to say is get ready to feel like you're in another world. If you step out on the outside of the ship and overlook the ocean when you're in the middle of nowhere, I honestly feel like there's nothing like it. You feel how vast the world is, how big it is. You feel like you're on an alien planet. You see no land. Your whole life is on this ship. It gives you a real perspective of how big the world is. For me, it's more of like a sense of freedom when you're out there. You're in the middle of nowhere. So get ready for that. I hope this video helped you on what you should expect and what you should do before you go on your first cruise. There's a lot more I can add, but I don't want to go on forever. So these are the top things I can think about that I feel like I wish I knew before I went on my first cruise. So now I'm letting you know. If you feel like there's something I missed, please leave a comment on what new cruisers should do or expect for their first cruise. Until next time, I'll see you in my next video.